You're listening to Rebel Spirituality with me, Sam Goldfinch. Here's the truth. Wisdom doesn't follow rules. So each week we're going to explore what it means to wake up your way so you can live a more peaceful, creative and inspired life no matter your circumstances. It's time to blaze your unique path to truth. How to live a big life. That is the topic of today's podcast, Rebels, and it came from one of you, and I'm really excited to put this out there. And, you know, if any of you are sitting and thinking, I really want to spend some time pondering that, reflecting on that, getting clarity on that, I've got a really cool opportunity. I'll be in Thailand in February co-hosting a men's retreat that my good friend Kim is running. And guys, if you know that you'd like to spend some time doing this and you feel like you'd like to do it somewhere fun and different, then just reach out and let me know. Ask for more info. There's info in the show notes. You can find it there and all that stuff. But yeah, I look forward to hearing from you. And that's it. Right. I'll hand you over today to me. See you on the podcast. Hey, Rebel friends. Right, this week again, I wanted to speak to a request, something that someone had put on one of my posts. And feel free to email me if you've got a request or something you'd like me to talk about. I will always try and speak to something, or perhaps combine a few questions and speak to those, or, you know, in whatever way I can, because I really want this to be a really helpful experience for you each week. I want this to resonate. I'd love to give you great reasons to come back because I love doing this. It fills me with joy to create this each week. So we're talking about the topic of living a big life. So someone had said, I really want you to create a podcast about living a big life. So the first interesting thing that I want to say is, what on earth do we mean by big? This word big, it's just 3 letters. And do we mean, things I have no idea. I have no idea what this person meant. And if I were with somebody in a coaching scenario, I'd really want to know, what does big mean to you, right? Because big could mean the creation of some big, in their eyes, business, and big might mean a certain amount of turnover, or big might mean that it touches a certain amount of people or impacts them in a certain amount of way. Big might mean someone is living their life to the full in terms of the extreme sports that they love and that they're going out and they're kind of windsurfing all the time, or whatever it might be, right? Or it may be having free time to be with the grandkids. It looks like that word is, what we may mean by it is completely personal, right? So the first thing is to ask ourselves, what do I mean by living a big life, right? And I mean, you can go beyond that, that sentence itself to live life. It's easy to make the assumption that we know exactly what we're talking about when we say something like that, but do we? So the first thing is, what does that mean? And perhaps if you're listening, you can reflect on that for yourself. If this question or this idea of living a big life appeals to you, then what does that mean to you? What does living a big life mean to you? The thing I would say is that no matter what the answer to that, the thing that I know for sure that I've seen again and again is that as we start to, if we recognize and realize, if it becomes real for us, our inherent wholeness, the completeness that we are, the consciousness that we are, that unchanging element of us that's been there your whole life and has always been there, the being at the heart of all things, not just you, but me and all things, the source of wisdom. Knowing that, in my experience, allows people to commit and live to that bigger life, knowing that it's kind of not at stake. It's not, I have to do all of these things to create a big life, and if not, I will have failed, or any of this kind of stuff. And it's not that fear doesn't show its head. It's not that we don't get insecure about creating that big life, whatever that is, or however that looks for us. But there's something about knowing your inherent wholeness, knowing your inherent value, that allows your heart's desires to move through you. It looks like, so in some spiritual traditions, it's considered that, you just kind of recognize the truth of your being, you recognize your essence, who and what you really are, and job done. And I think that is an incredibly powerful thing to see. It's a very powerful recognition. But it does look like we're all put here to explore, to express something. The wisdom and intelligence behind life, it doesn't follow rules, but it absolutely plants these seeds in us of my friend Jamie, he calls it our heart's desire, and I really love that, to be able to explore that and play with that. We know that we're inherently whole and complete as we are, but we want to bring something in. We want to bring a gift into the world. We want to kind of offer something, not because it's going to complete us or anything like that, but because we because we want to, just because we want to. There's no because it's going to make me this or because it's going to make me that, but just because it's truly a heart's desire. That to me, and this is me kind of, I guess, exploring and expressing how it looks to me, like living a big life to me, like living to our fullest. There's that beautiful quote by Marianne Williamson that I'll probably get wrong, that, you know, our greatest fear is not that we're inadequate. Our greatest fear is that we're powerful beyond measure. And so bringing that through, the golden shadow that some people talk about, you know, we often talk about the darkness and the difficult stuff and the things we don't want to honor. But actually, what about the light? What about the golden shadow? And of course, at the ultimate level, it's all one thing. Like it's all bound together in this one formless expression that shows up in this thing that we call nature, this thing that we call life, or called the cosmos. But yeah, it's how can that play through you? How can that play out through you? And what would your life look like if you were looking in that direction? So there we go. We found the natural end. Sometimes I'm kind of recording these and I just kind of go, well, there we go. I think that's it. And I think that is it. So I hope you have a lovely day. I look forward to hearing from so many of you. Reach out to me. It's so lovely that you do that. I really appreciate it. And so, yeah, I look forward to hearing from you or being with you. If you're in a mystery school program or anything like that, like I look forward to seeing you really, really soon. And yeah, huge love to all of you.